Hey, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Unapologetically Badass podcast. We are so thrilled to have a fabulous guest with us. We are going to talk direct sales reinvented, the no fluff framework to build a thriving business with Becky Launder. Becky, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I am thrilled to be here on the show with you both. What a treat.
We're thrilled to have you. Like, Becky, you're so iconic in the direct selling industry. Like, if anybody listens to podcasts, I know they've listened to you at least once or twice. Oh. And but your journey alone is so incredible. So I cannot wait for everybody just to hear like how you got to this place, but then how you're expanding and what's next.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Renee and I are like on the edge of our seats because we just cannot wait. Like, to just dive in completely.
Dive in.
Is Becky.
I love it. I'm here for it. Where should we start?
Oh, that's going to be up to you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's up to me. Okay.
So when you started what made you get into direct sales? Let's go there.
Okay, let's back it up a little bit. Yeah. We're taking it a little back, a little further back. So, I worked for a leadership training company for over a decade, and I was in our marketing strategy department, and I had all the big plans to climb the corporate ladder. Like, I was that girl, like, got my performance review and was like, yes, like, we're moving on up from one role to another promotion to even inventing roles for myself, really. Like, there was opportunities for me to say, hey, I think that this is a gap. Like, what do you think about giving me this job? And so I spent a decade there, and then everything changed when I had kids because like, even though I grew up there, I got married there, I got my master's there, then I had this little tiny baby at home, and I was kind of like, ooh, like, I don't want to just leave her at home all day. I'm not sure that's really what I want to be doing. And around the same time, I went to a Facebook party. And I was like, well, I'm going to buy a whole bunch of this stuff anyway. I might as well just buy the kit. So like many listening in, probably like full-blown kidnapper over here, no intention of running a business, just really, really wanted a great deal.
Yeah.
So I, secretly kind of just bought this kit for my discount. I don't even know if I told my husband. I mean, he would have been fine, but it was not even mention worthy. It was just like, well, that was a good deal. Now I got all this stuff and I got a great discount. So that's really my entrance into direct sales. Was a bit accidental in many ways, that I was a kidnapper. And then I like understood the rules of the game. And I'm like, okay. So I'm going to get this bonus, this free product. Like, I got suckered into, the Jumpstart program, the Fast Start program, whatever you want to call it these days. Worked my way up. And before I knew it, I was like, well, I can really grow my income quite a bit if I just tell other people to do this with me. Like, this is fun. And in that day and age, like, you just showed up on Facebook and posted company graphics. Like, I didn't even have I remember my husband being like, do you need to clean the house? Are you doing like a thing on your computer over there? Are people going to see you? Nobody's going to see me. I'm just posting pictures and people are going to buy stuff.
Right.
So it was a little bit of a wild time in direct sales. Yeah. Really, I felt like anyone could do it.
But can we just say to everyone who is strictly sharing your company graphics to frickin' stop?
Yeah. Times have changed.
We're not people get scrolling. Don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do it. But in that moment, that's like how you grew.
It was the new knocking on the door of our industry, because that was new.
Yeah.
So now we're reinventing what that new knocking on the door looks like in this time of age. Now that's old.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I literally just stood on a corporate stage the other day and said, see all these sales strategies? What's not on here? Facebook parties. We're not doing that anymore. We're really going to, reinvent how we're showing up. And I think we're in that season of transformation right now, which is pretty, exciting.
It's exciting. Yeah.
All the things.
Everything exciting is challenging. If it doesn't excite you, then it's probably really freaking boring. So
really boring.
Yeah.
So really at that point, I accidentally built a large direct sales business. And I mean, I say accidentally, but I also was smart and savvy and I knew marketing and I knew how to connect with people. And so it just kind of snowballed from there. And then as a leader, I realized I was repeating myself over and over and over again. People were coming to me with the same questions. They were coming to me with the same worries. They were coming with me with the same, how do I do this? Tell me about that. How are you doing this? So I started a blog, really. And that's how it all began in terms of our modern direct seller brand. It started as a blog. And anytime somebody asked me a question more than once, I'd write a blog post or I would record a video on it. And I shared that for years and years before monetizing it. So it was just free information out there. You want to know how to run a direct sales business? Come over to the blog, come watch this video. But before I knew it, I was training people not only on my team, but throughout the entire company. And then realizing that I was training people at other companies on how to do what I was doing. And that's when I finally was like, oh, maybe we're onto something here. Maybe this is truly my calling of where I should be and how I can contribute to this industry. So that was a big transformational period there from going from the sales field to training direct sellers inside our Modern Direct Seller Academy. I wrote a book, I launched the podcast, did all of that around then. And then probably the next...
What year was that around? Sorry.
Oh gosh, that was like 2018.
Okay.
2018 maybe?
I get the time for everyone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I left the sales field completely around then. So I wasn't selling in the field anymore. I just moved into training direct sellers around that time period. And then in 2020, my husband came to work alongside me. So that was like another big, global pandemic. The world is shut down. Maybe you should leave your really cushy corporate engineering job that pays you big bucks and come work with me. Everyone thought we were dead. Exactly. And we're still working together today. Things have worked out. So that's great news.
I love it.
And then I started working with companies. That was really like the next big leap was, okay, if I can do this with individual direct sellers, how do I scale this? And how do I support more people? And how do I reach a bigger audience? And that really came in with partnering with direct sales companies and doing keynotes and pop-up trainings and still doing that here today. I just got back from a conference this weekend. And we've also launched a tech business. So that's exciting too. We have Oh My Hi, which is our website builder and email marketing and CRM. And so now I can add tech founder to my title as well.
Yes. Such a love adding the title. I mean, that's wonderful. I think that's great. And a lot of people are scared of CRM, scared of email marketing. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I always have said that my jam is training, strategy, and systems. But there hasn't been a system out there that I feel like does everything that a direct seller needs. I mean, there's different tools, there's different systems that I've shared and recommended.
You have to go here and use that and go here and use that. There's not a one-stop shop.
Exactly. So I spent a lot of time creating training to say, this is how your email system can talk to your website. And here's how your social profile can connect, in that sense. And so we launched this offer called Oh My Hi. It's OHMYHI, like hi, hello, that kind of hi. And that it's been a huge success. So we're supporting hundreds of direct sellers and authors and solopreneurs and creators and makers with building their own personal brand online and showing up and having a website that really simplifies the tech. I think the reality is most of us don't go into this industry to be a social media manager, to be a web developer, or any of those things. And so it allows you to really focus on what you love to do. So we're excited to grow that business and scale that.
I love that. I love how you take like the different signs and then adapt and create something new from that. So many people, I was having a discussion earlier, so many people are so stuck because they're like, oh, I kind of feel like I should be doing this. This is what's exciting me. But right. And I don't know, they feel judged. They feel, what are people going to say about them? Why are they doing it? Like all of those limiting beliefs. How do you keep moving that forward, even though like you were Becky in direct sales as a seller and leader in the industry, to go, I'm going to train everyone now. And you know what? Now I'm going to go work with companies and I'm going to go on keynotes and I'm going to be on the stage. And you know what? Now I'm going to freaking build a tech company right. So how do you, right? Share your, like, how do you get over those limiting beliefs in order to get you to where I feel God calls us, right? So we know that we're called to do something more. Oftentimes we don't listen to what we don't listen to the conversation.
Yeah. Oh, I love this question. And so many times people have asked me that, like, how did you make the leap from being sales field girl to trainer girl, or trainer to corporate trainer, or corporate to, and I've thought a lot about this question, because as I'm coaching others, to me, I'm like, you just do it. Like, you just go and you do it and you make it happen. So, I think I've surrounded myself with people that truly believe in me and believe in what I do. And I feel like every big leap I've made in my business has been in a room of like-minded people that are supportive and encouraging and have told me, well, yeah, you can go do that. Like, I can tell you the moment that I was in a mastermind in Chicago with a bunch of girls saying, yes, I don't know, I feel like maybe I should be helping corporate. And they were like, yeah, go do it. And 6 months later, I had corporate clients.
Yeah.
So I think it's the support system you have. It's that belief. It's tuning out all the noise. I know for a long time, I was worried about, what would people think if I said I was doing this? Or what are they secretly talking about me on social media without, and honestly, I don't care. I think I've just like gotten into that mindset of it doesn't really matter. Nobody really cares that much about what you're doing. And nobody's really watching that closely. And you can make leaps in your business. You just have to position yourself in a confident way that you can do the next thing. You can write the book. You can launch the podcast. You can grow the team. You can exit that business. You can add another business. And so I've really just kind of been in that like action-oriented achiever mindset of like, I'm just going to go and I'm going to do it. And it doesn't always work out. I mean, sometimes there's things that I'm like, that failed. That took way longer than it should have. That cost us way more money than it should have. Right. And so I think just all part of the journey is embracing the messiness, being willing to move forward, and not caring what anyone else thinks, and really keeping the people around you that are going to encourage you. And from an accountability perspective too, like, hey, you said you're going to do this. How's that going for you?
Yeah.
So,
well, like, what Becky advice would you give everybody in order to have that mindset of exactly what you have now and what you coach to? What's that Becky saying, or that Becky like motto? Do you have one of those? Just curious.
I feel like there's certain things I say over and over and over.
We all have
I think. I think it's just having that belief in yourself, having belief in your business, and then being really careful about what you're letting in your ear, right? Like I think about like the podcasts I listen to, the entrepreneurs that I follow, I don't sit and aimlessly scroll social and think, oh, that person's kind of a competitor. They're kind of doing what I'm doing, or ew, like that's not like, I don't do that in my business. I focus on what my goal is. I prioritize, and I just kind of keep my head down and focused on it. So I think really, tuning out the noise, focusing on what you can do, having confidence in what you're doing, and also prioritizing, because that's part of it. It's just taking messy action. And I think a lot of times that's what holds people back, is they just think about doing things, or know that one day or someday, but just do it. Like one little baby step forward today. What does that look like for you?
Right.
If you overthink it, you will never do it.
Yeah.
I tell people that who tell me they're waiting to plan to have a baby, Becky. I'm like, I think that that's great that you have goals before you have a child, but I just want you to know nothing can prepare you for that. And it is like a business. You can have all your ducks in a row. You could go to a bank. You could go to the investor, you can do all those steps. And trust me, you are going to learn, pow, right in the face. Oh, that was not how it was expected, or that's not what I thought. And I mean, it's just anything in life. You can properly plan and prepare for it. Great. Have it mapped out. But I love the messy. Just go for it. Be messy. Just
an example to bring this to life, which hit me the other day. Are you guys using ChatGPT in everyday life, right? I think most people are at this point. ChatGPT is like broken half the time, right? Yeah. Like they've launched a fabulous product that we are all paying for. And half the time it tells me things that are not true, or it just
not that
work.
Right.
Yeah, that's not what I meant.
Me to do something the other day, and I was like, I know that software tool, and it can't take this file and upload it and do what you just told me it could do. So I think that's a great example of you can have a extremely profitable, great business and still have glitches and issues, and people are still willing to pay for it. They want to hear, they see the good over the couple things that are hiccups along the way. And it's going to get better. It's going to keep growing. But I feel like that in my business too, is I'm like, well, that didn't quite land the way I thought it was going to. So how are we going to pivot? How are we going to change? How are we going to revise? And how are we going to do it different? Because I still have people out there waiting to pay me for that thing that I want to put out there to the world.
I love the whole messiness, and that's the whole vibe with living unapologetically, being an unapologetic badass. It's the good, the bad, the ugly. It's not perfection, right? It's just being authentic to who you are. That's why, too, we don't edit our podcast. We want it to be raw. We want it to be like, oh, we're laughing. We can't hear who's speaking because we're all laughing so fucking much, right? This is real. And if we screw up or we have a little moment of, thinking the computer's thinking on us, this shit happens. And I intentionally go back when I talk to clients and team members about social media, I intentionally did not delete all of my ick. I kept it so that I can show people this is an evolution. A lot of times people look at where somebody is today and they compare their here versus somebody else where they are. And it's like, you can't. We went through our journey. We went through our shit. We screwed up. I screwed up a million freaking times. I did the stupidest things. But guess what? I learned from it, which helps me evolve, which helps me show up more authentically for those clients and team members. So I love the messy.
Well, and I think there's different seasons. So just kind of like taking back, in my personal journey, like the catalyst that moved me into direct sales and why I left my full-time corporate job to build my own business was because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And within 3 months, I was crying on the bathroom floor saying, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom anymore. That was really fun. Well, my husband still teases me. Remember when you wanted to be like a homemaker and just like take care of babies all day? And that is the hardest job in the world. So if that is you listening right now, I wasn't cut out for it. Yeah. Within a very short period of time, I was like, how can I make enough money to have someone else take care of my child for a couple of mornings a week? And so I could also work my business. So that season shifted. I had a second baby. Okay, things look different now. The first one knew how to sleep through the night. Second one didn't. Now I'm tired. Now I'm in a season that I can't work during nap time because I need to go take my own nap, right? Yeah. And then fast forward a little bit later. Now they're in elementary school and things change. It's a different season. And, now I'm like, okay, I've loved traveling and doing corporate work. That's super fun. But I don't want to do that every weekend during the summer. Right. I want to strategically pick and choose when I'm traveling and where I'm traveling. And sometimes I want to bring my family along. So I think it's also okay to say, as messy as things are, it's also okay to change your mind and be in a different season. And you can easily shift and pivot and adapt and work your business around your lifestyle to achieve what you want. And it might look very different even just a couple months from now.
1000%. And that's to give yourself permission to do it. When I adapted, when I made changes out of, I still am with the same company, but I evolved in adding more to my portfolio. A lot of people are like, like, who the fuck? I'm sure, who the fuck she thinks she is?
That Renee,
What
is she doing now?
What is she doing now? Where is she?
Yeah, exactly. And some people treat it like as if you're cheating on them if you do something else, right? But again, it goes back to they don't pay your bills, right? You have to, if we listen to all of the people that think we couldn't, we shouldn't, they're the ones with the limiting beliefs, not us.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becky, think of a time or share with us a time where that shift was, that season of yours. Like, where was that most traumatic season? But how did you come out of it? So, that one season where you kind of just feel like you're in that hole, but do you have a moment or a time in this journey? She's thinking of it. I can see it now.
I mean, I feel like I go through this every 18 months to 2 years.
We say that all the time. We say it all the time on the show.
Has it been 18 months? Are we feeling like we need another pivot? Because maybe I get bored easily, but I like to build something, build it big, and then grow it and scale it or shift and pivot. So I feel like if you look on a timeline at my business journey, there's probably about every 18 to 24 months that I kind of get in that funk. And that's what it feels like to me. It's kind of like, oh, here I am doing another training today. This doesn't quite feel like it's invigorating. And sometimes I just need a vacation. But other times I'm like, okay, we got to change something here. Something's feeling off. Something's not aligning with my audience. If I'm not waking up feeling just over the moon excited to show up, then there's probably a shift that's happening. And I feel like every big milestone or growth moment in our business, that has come with it. There's kind of been that lull of this isn't going how I wanted it to, or I'm traveling too much, or I'm not traveling enough, or I want to be home with kids, or I actually think they should go to school and have somebody else that can teach them. And it probably was the most glaring in 2020. So, and we all have COVID stories to share, but definitely in 2020, when every single day was are they going to go back to school? Am I going to be their teacher at home forever? Is this a long-term problem, or is this going to get resolved quickly? There was so much uncertainty in that time. I look back to those days, and Jeremy had just quit his full-time job to work with me. Wow. We were working out of a 10 by 10, spare bedroom together, while I had my son doing kindergarten Zoom distance learning, my nephew doing first grade distance learning on Zoom, and my daughter doing second grade distance learning on Zoom. So there was 5 of us in our home on Zoom trying to survive this crazy
and not
time.
Strangle each other.
Yes. Yes. That was definitely a moment that I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But it was also such a huge moment in our business, because business kind of was booming in 2020.
It was
let's be real.
It's going up here, and your life is going up here, and you're trying to hold it together and make those shifts and that transition. And oh goodness.
Yeah. Things were just flowing. People were flocking to the industry. I like to use that analogy that, it's we were all in a boat and fish were just jumping into the boat. It was a crazy time. Everyone was at home. Everyone was side gig. Yeah. Sign me up for a direct sales business. And then fast forward to 2022, 2023. And since we're still dealing with it now in 2025, you got to learn how to fish. The fish aren't just jumping in the boat these days. You're having to reinvent the way you show up. You're having the way to reinvent the way that people shop is also a big piece of it. Is consumer patterns have changed, and shoppers have become more sophisticated. And I have big flashbacks to 2020, just sitting there and checking my email from the school and then being like, we're not going back this school year. That was spring 2020. Then it was okay, there's summer. What are we going to do with these small humans? Kindergarten, second grade. And then for fall, it was we're not going back for fall either. And that's when I think that I had a moment. There was a moment there that I was just
probably a little bit of a meltdown. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how are we going to do this? So it was okay, back to the drawing board. What do we need to do to survive this season? Well, we hired someone. We hired a college graduate that came over and did distance learning with 3 kids 3 days a week. And I took 1 day a week and my husband took 1 day a week. And that's how we got through that season. That was not planned. That was not in the budget. That was not. I mean, we want to talk about the messiness. That was definitely a messy season.
Yeah. But making those decisions, as hard as it was to get help, oftentimes we say the most powerful thing we can do is to delegate the stuff that we either don't want to do or can't do. And we can't afford to not delegate. Like we have to open ourselves up to stay focused on what we want to grow or where our strengths are. And you recognize my strength is not going to be taking care of these freaking kids doing Zoom trainings and teaching them all fucking day, right? You're like,
how to
right?
on Zoom.
No.
Oh no! I mean, I don't think it was for most people, but I think we were just like, okay, what do we have to do to survive this?
I am so grateful my kids were older. My kids didn't need me to do that. They're teenagers, so they were. It was mine. That my experience was much different, but I know I would have been like, there is no freaking way. And so a lot of people often forget too is that delegating doesn't necessarily mean spending money. So people need to recognize delegating could be swapping services or goods in order to alleviate pressure that we put on ourselves. So
or if you're a leader, figuring out who your next best leader is going to be and empower them to help out with your team and support. And that's definitely been we've definitely gone through many seasons of, all right, where do we need the most help? Like we're in another season of that right now. Okay. Like, do we have the budget to hire a full-time person right now? Not quite, but do we need to hire somebody else to be part of our fractional team that just helps out with this particular task because we need extra support in it? So I think that's all part of navigating, being a business owner. And growing, growing pains in some way.
Growth can be scary too, right? Like sometimes people grow at like just like how you kind of accidentally grew a multi-million-dollar business with a direct selling company, but now you're growing your own business. And so that growth, I don't like to use the word scary, but it's an unknown territory.
It is.
And so all these decisions come into play, and there's never, and I just want to encourage everybody listening, like there's really never a right or wrong. Okay. There's some things that you can do that really the 3 of us would all agree, like, please don't do that. But, that's why you hire experts, and that's why you watch these podcasts and you're like, okay, what is that we should not do? But it's just do it. Evaluate that decision and then make that decision. And along the way, you're going to know for sure if you made a really big mistake and you're going to have to pivot. And, and that's the beauty. And it's a good thing. That you're growing when you have to make those kind of decisions, Becky. Like, can I hire somebody? When will it? What will that time frame look like? When do we get to a point that we have to? Those are fun decisions.
Yeah, they are fun decisions, right? And I laugh because my husband and I work together, and he's definitely on like the finance, the tech, the legal, the operations, and then clearly I'm sales, marketing, content creation. But we definitely go through seasons too, where I'm like, I think we need to invest in this. I think we need to move forward and take the strategy and run with it. And then he's much more conservative and more risk averse. So he's like, I like, did you run the numbers? I'm like, I ran the numbers. Okay.
No, I'm coming to you. You're my number guy.
We definitely have a lot of healthy banter back and forth. And it's probably exactly what I need is someone to kind of balance me a little bit to be like, okay, is this really how we want to spend our money? Is this really how we want to spend our time? Is this really how we want to support our audience? Is this the strategic direction of where we're going and growing? And I think it's important to have people around you that can balance you in that way to keep you on track. Because I'm the girl that's like, yeah, I can do that. Sure, sign me up. Okay, you need someone I'll be there. Yeah. And so it's reining it in and keeping that focus.
Yeah.
I hope you made that a training, because I'm just listening to you, Becky, and I'm thinking that so many people could benefit from those steps.
Yeah.
On how to make a decision.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy.
I'm going to add that to my training list.
Because there are people that struggle and how do I make this decision? And just having those steps, right? Like, yeah, please make that a training.
I know. Yeah, because I so resonate like that. I'm like, she's talking about me. I like, oh, I can do this. Why not? I'll add this to the thing. Oh my! If you saw my whiteboard on my wall with all the things, I'm like, sure, I could do that. Why the hell not? And I'm like, yeah, of course I can. I'll add this to it. And then sometimes it's like, okay, Renee, what are you fucking doing? You need to pull the reins in. Where are you focused? Right? I don't have. So I love that you have a business partner to do this. That's the thing, is having support. Yeah.
And just, is it going to support the long-term vision? And I think that's where I get caught up sometimes, is I'm like, I know people need this right now. And I know that I could take 5 hours out of my week and knock that out. But is that strategically where we're going and where we want to be? And oftentimes between us, it's not. Like, I am focused sometimes on the wrong thing.
Well, you're creative. You're the creative thinker, and creative thinkers go 100 miles per hour. And then you have that partner, like your husband, who is that logical thinker. And that's where that happy medium happens. Now, there are some people on business journeys, Becky, that don't have a logical thinker on their side. They don't have that person. And so they're trying all these things. At the end of the day, they quit because they said it just never worked. My ideas never went anywhere because they didn't have that balance or that training that says, this is how you make a strategic, logical decision for yourself, for your life, or for your business. And I mean, we all need to write a book. Daggone it.
Well, and I think to my Academy VIP program, right? Like, I'm working one-on-one really closely with these leaders, direct sellers, solopreneurs. And a lot of my coaching calls, I don't even like calling it coaching because it's not true coaching,
right?
But it's like, this is my list of all the things that I could be doing right now. Help me prioritize. Help me choose the thing that's going to give me the best results. And I'd say that more than half of the calls I have are really just around, I have all these competing priorities and I have life happening all around me. How do I focus on those things that are really going to move the needle? How do we focus in on the strategic stuff? And a lot of times it's the hard stuff, right? It's the stuff that's at the bottom of the to-do list, because it's easy to knock out the short-term quickie things, but it's okay. We need 4 hours on a Saturday morning to set up your email marketing and text marketing campaigns. Let's carve out that time, because that's going to serve you down the road. But sometimes when you're in it, it's just, you know how it goes. You have a list of 87 things, or you have the whiteboard full of the ideas, and you need someone to help you sort through those thoughts and ideas to really prioritize what's going to work.
1000%. We keep on saying coaching accelerates success. And you're right. I mean, sometimes those coaching calls, we can't call them coaching because it's a little different. But when you have that accountability,
there's success accountability, right? You're here to be on this call for us to help launch and make sure we're successful. So every call that I do is a success call. We're either, and ultimately we know you're going to get you from here to here, or we're not.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's so important. It's so important to have that and have that point person. So anyone out there that does not have your person that you can talk to, that's why you need a coach. Yeah. And like you said before, like there's so many people in our industry, right? I mean, there's 3 of us sitting right here. We don't look at anything as competition, right?
Right.
We're not everyone's
find that person that you're going to resonate with. Okay. She gets me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing is knowing that we have such a really robust community of women that are just, heart-led and are not competitive, like the 2 of you, like the 3 of us, that we just want to help people, women, whoever, build their business. I call it build their fuck it fund. We want them to, right? Just live authentically, have fun. Life is too damn short to get all worked up with the minutia.
Very true.
So be messy, people. Be messy.
Be messy.
Yeah. Yes. Being messy. I think that's a big piece of it, is just taking that forward action and then evaluating. Like, did it work?
Yeah.
Did it not work? What about that did I like doing? What did I really not like doing and I never want to do again. Because there's a lot of that too of, okay, we went that direction.
And if I really, really hate it, but it's necessary, can I delegate it?
Can I delegate it?
Yep. How long do you give yourself, like, do you put timelines on it going, I'm going to give this 6 months, a year? How do you know when it's like, okay, this ain't working?
That's a great question. I think a lot of it, this is me being like paired up with a husband and business partner that is very financially driven and logical. But I think part of it is like, let's look at the numbers, right? Like I had a subscription box, fun fact, back, this was even maybe pre-2020, but I had a subscription box that we were sending out every month. And it was like fun goodies. It was meant for direct sellers. It was like prizes for your team or a personal development book for you. I loved that thing. People loved it. I loved getting tagged in photos. Everyone's opening their subscription box. It made no money. It did not.
You weren't even breaking even, girl. She's like, I'm just giving this away.
I was like justifying it, being like, but everyone's so happy. But everyone loves getting it. But we have all these cute things we get to give people every month, and it's happy mail, and it's so fun. So I think that's part of it, is like, okay, is this no longer serving our business because it's not a profitable venture? I think that's part of it. But I think in a lot of the big moves I've made in my business, I've stair-stepped into them, right? Like I started my direct sales business before I left my corporate job. I didn't abandon my individual direct seller, Modern Direct Seller Academy when I started working with corporate. Like I'm working with corporate and we're launching Oh My High. So everything has overlapped in some ways. And I look back at this year, even in 2025, we've intentionally focused on building the Oh My High brand. And so I haven't launched the Academy all year long, which feels real uncomfortable for me because I used to launch once a month like a crazy person. Then I moved to quarterly launches, then 3 times a year. And here we are in real time recording this in August, and I haven't done any launching of the Academy this year. And I think that was also an intentional choice. So we kept looking at our revenue inching up on the Oh My High side. Do we need to launch the Academy? Because if we need a cash influx, like I can go launch it. Like I've done this before, I could do it again. But is that going to be a distraction from this other brand that we're building? And so that's been a big piece of it too, is just like, okay, plan A is to stick on course and focus on this. But if things go sideways, if the money's not coming in, if things aren't looking the way it should, okay, pause. Let's come back over here. So everything has really been built in a stair-step way rather than we're turning this off and we're turning this on. It's how do we overlap and kind of build on top of what we've already built?
Love it.
I do too. Brilliant. Love your story. Yep. Love everything that you're doing, and the evolution of Becky Launder is like fantastic. There's your book, The Evolution of Becky Launder, right?
So, and then I come back to like, I just want to post cute things on Instagram, like I think it's easy to be like, well, it's great that we're building this big brand. Like I kind of just want to like make reels and do cute things. And maybe I should do Amazon reviews. And then maybe I should do this. That's when I'm like, okay, hold on. Let's refocus. What do I need to be working on?
Do you take time to actually go like, I am Becky fucking Launder. Look what I built. Do you take time and do that? Like I'm honestly a badass.
I lean heavily on my business coach and my business mastermind to remind me of how far I've come, because I don't feel like I do that naturally. I'm like a futurist. I'm looking 1 step forward, 3 months forward, 2 years forward. I'm not like one to sit and be like, oh, well, last month that was great that this happened. But that is a monthly call that I have with my mastermind, is where I sit and I look back at the previous month, or I look back at the previous quarter, or I look back at what's been done year to date to take that quick moment to recognize and celebrate. Okay. All right, we're doing okay over here. So I think that some people that comes really natural to, it doesn't come natural to me to take that moment to be like, damn straight, look at this, right? I need other people to be like, hold on.
Oh, I'm really good at it. I'm the opposite. I'm like, damn, bitch, you good. Like, what the hell?
But I think, but you know what is so commonly great is that the best recognize their weaknesses and you hire somebody. And Renee recognized her strength and created an app to do that for other people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all these little things. I mean, you sit there and you're saying, I'm not really good at doing this, but I know it's necessary for the growth of my business because I do need to look at where those good things came from, and then maybe some opportunities. So I'm going to hire somebody to remind me. Renee is on the other spectrum. She's like, I'm really good at that. That is my gift. I'm going to give it to everybody.
Yeah,
I love that.
I want them to have that reminder. So I have my Badass Queen daily motivational AI that I trained, and I'm like, here you go. It's basically me in your back pocket. So if somebody's like, you know what, I'm a little down, like it's raining, and then there's me basically saying, get your ass up, Badass Queen, own your worth, show them who's powerful, like you are the, it is me being that cheerleader. I love doing that. I love celebrating people no matter where the frick they are, because so often we don't see it in ourselves, right? Yeah. And there are moments, it's not like, I'm 24 hours a day going like, woo, Renee. There's moments probably every day, like you say, 18, 24 months, me probably every day where I'm like, yay, I'm a badass. And I go, what the fuck am I doing? Oh, I'm really bad. I'm throwing the towel. Like it is so, right? But having that, knowing that you can always come back to that. And I think I use that as probably like a coping mechanism also, because I hear that and I hear myself and then I go like, I am a badass. This is the journey I'm supposed to be on. And when you tell yourself these wonderful things about yourself, you start to believe it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got my affirmations on my watch. It tells me something fabulous. Like every day right now, I create boundaries that protect my energy. And I just randomly say them to my children walking through the house. Fun fact. I'll just be like, like rotate to a different affirmation. Oh, did you know this? Did you know that? And they're always like, what, Mom? We're fueling our brain. We're only putting good positive stuff in there because it does.
Forget putting on Mozart. We're going to give you guys quotes at least every 2 hours. Okay.
Exactly. They're always like, Mom,
you're going to listen to My Belief is Our Love.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's funny when I launched this AI, I was telling my oldest daughter, I'm like, that's it. I'm never going away. I have now immortalized myself. So even when I am gone, my kids can literally go on and like, hey, Mom, I'm feeling down. And then there's me just building you up. Like,
Yeah.
So, I am never going away. I'm like, I will haunt you forever.
Becky, what is like, I want to know a little bit more in depth of you. Like, I know your journey now. I know that, but like, what is that thing what's that thing or that motivation or anything that really, really fuels your soul as a mother or as an entrepreneur or as a wife, like, or even all three of them? I want to know like what fuels you as a person.
Oh, we're getting deep, Sierra.
No, I like the deep stuff. That's me. Like Renee is fine. Like with like, tell me more about your business. And I'm like, I want to know more about your heart. Like that's just who I am as a human. So I want to know more about like Becky's heart. Like what fuels you?
Yeah. I mean, I love people. I love watching people transform into a confident business owner. I don't know if that we're going deep enough here, but I love that transformational piece where you see somebody that's starting out and they're like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if this is for me. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. And it's all the things we hear like that. I'm not sure if that was right. And then stepping into something new, being successful with it and growing from there. Right. So like, I feel like I get to see bits and pieces of this all the time in my community. And that fills my cup. I love that. Where it's okay, like what? Like you're launching a podcast now? And what? You just had the best month you've ever had in your business? Like how great is that? So, I love working with women. I love working with entrepreneurs. I love seeing people be able to create the financial need, fulfill the financial need in their business, I would say, or in their life, right? Without having to sacrifice their time and getting to do it on their own terms. I think that's why I fell in love with direct sales was, okay, like I can make that money and I can see my income grow exponentially every single month. And I can do that while being at home, or I can do that on my own terms, or I can choose when I'm working and when I'm not working. And I mean, I had a great corporate job before that. Like there wasn't, you know, I had a lot of flexibility and it was fabulous, but there's nothing quite like stepping into your own business and that pride and joy. It's like being a mom, right? You know, same thing. Like, oh, I made that thing over there, right? Like, you know, for a long time when my kids were little, I'd always say like, it's so fun to build, like raise businesses and raise babies together. Like this is so fun. And
your kids don't know any different, Becky, because you pretty much have raised them through that. So they don't know what it's like to have working parents. Like you guys work, but like, they don't know really what it is like to have parents that have to leave every day. I mean, and that's what I wanted to know, like as a mom, you know, do you think, like, do you work the same with your kids as you do in your life? Like, do you aspire to let them be entrepreneurs, to have a soulful heart like you? Like, where does that come from as a mom level too? I want to know.
Oh, I love that. Well, my kids are working this summer for me, so they're on the payroll. So they're, whether they like it or not, I'm like, you go clean that office bathroom and you go stuff those envelopes. And my 12-year-old has done pretty much all my social media all summer. Don't tell anyone. She's like literally been able to create content for us and post it and repost it on different platforms. And it's interesting. So my kids they're like, you know, you never get two alike. They have very different personalities. But my 10-year-old, my son, he'll be like, Mom, how much money did you make today? You know, like he's very interested in the money.
He's like that. He's like that.
Oh yeah. But he's got my personality. So he's going to be the loud one. Yeah. Mackenzie's more the like, she'll be the spreadsheet girl. But he's like, how much money did you make? Okay. So if you do that, are people paying you to be there? How many people showed up for that thing that you did the other day?
Wow.
So they're very much aware that we are running a business, and they don't remember when we used to go to the office, which is funny. You know, you don't remember things from your early childhood, and 2020 was 5 years ago. My son was 5, my daughter was 7. I think they remember there was a soft serve ice cream machine in the cafeteria at my husband's work. Like that is the only recollection they have of dad going to the office. So they're definitely like, we're raising them in a way that is, I think, entrepreneurial. And whether they follow our footsteps and have their own ventures or not, I don't know. But they definitely see the business through our eyes. And, you know, as a mom, you have a little bit of mom guilt when you're traveling or when you're away or when you can't, you know, be on with them all the time. But they understand. I'm like, hey, like, yeah, that speaking gig that I did, that paid for all of your camps for both of you this summer. Like, I'm going to go do that for a couple of days. And, you know, so it is really cool to see them kind of see our business through their eyes.
I love it. And they'll appreciate it and understand it more later, like how you got to take a 2-week vacation somewhere and maybe you did a couple of calls to maybe stay 5 extra days. They don't really get that now, or you know, that time where they just really needed your full attention. You're like, I'm going to cancel these appointments to be full on with you. They don't understand that a regular job, you guys might not have been able to really take that time to do those small things. I think you have built something so beautiful, and it's just like flowing, you know, like a generational thing. And I think that that's so beautiful.
I love it. Well, I mean, I hope that for my family, but also for the families of the people that I support in my community. It's just really cool to see them step into their own confident self and be able to build something that maybe they never imagined. I never imagined I'd have my own website or my own social platform or my own business or my own digital product or whatever that might be for them. It's just that's really what fuels me and lights me up.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so very much for sharing your journey. Everyone, drop it like it's hot. Make sure you message Becky. And where can they follow you? How do they follow you?
Right. I mean, you can go to moderndirectseller.com. You can go to ohmyhigh.com. You can come find me on social. Instagram is my favorite platform, over at Modern Direct Sellers, where I hang out the most. So I'd love to see you there. If you listen to today's episode, definitely come say hello to me.
Yeah, we'll link it below as well, just so y'all know, because we don't want anybody to miss anything that Becky shares or shows. And thank you again for being on the show. We really, really appreciate you. You bring light everywhere you go, and I feel like I'm just shining now. So thank you so much.
Well, you two are fabulous. So thank you for inviting me here and all that you do to show up and shine your light on the world. So I appreciate you.
Thank you. And everyone, stay tuned for the next Unapologetically Badass, and be sure to go follow us all and share your biggest takeaways from today's episode. We'd love to hear from you. Have a great one.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Queens, that's a wrap for today's episode. But before you hit pause, let's talk about you and how we can help you slay every part of your life. If you're ready to feel fabulous and look like $1,000,000, I've got you covered with my Badass Queen coaching, sparkling touchstone crystal jewelry, and Bella Grace collagen, because glowing skin and a sparkly vibe, that's a power move. Check it all out at reneecarbonefleming.com. And my co-host Sierra, oh yeah, she's bringing the heat too. Not only is she rocking Bella Grace collagen for her glow game, but she's also the queen of chic with her fabulous clothing boutique. From boosting your wellness to leveling up your wardrobe, Sierra's got the magic to help you shine inside and out. Check her out at linktree/SierraWhitener7. So here's the deal. Head to our websites, grab the goods that'll help you live your best life, and let's make everything about you unapologetically badass. And hey, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with your fellow queens, because the more sparkle in the world, the better. Until next time, keep glowing, keep slaying, and remember, you're a badass queen who deserves it all.